last area I'd like to be able to touch upon, and you'll hear some more from Beth on just where we are from the standpoint of the budget and the economy. But as Tiffany reported relative to the Finance and Audit Committee in terms of discussing of the budget, let me just kind of paint the picture over the last 2 years because it kind of puts it in perspective. If you recall, last year, meaning the current fiscal year, but the budget that led up to that was adopted by you last June, set a budget that was really based on a reduction of approximately $31 million across all areas. Obviously, we went through a very painful process of looking at both the internal reductions, because we've really taken much more out of our administrative side, out of our non-direct delivery of service, but we also, as the hearings showed, we had to take some out of service. That was $31 million down. And understand, even during that period, we still have, because of inflation on goods and services, because of the labor contract and required wage increases to keep up with CPI, we did have increasing expenses. This year, that is the budget that will begin on July 1st of this year and go through June 30th of 2011, we're looking at approximately another $20 million hole in the budget. And again, it's against, in some categories at least, increasing costs that are just to be able to keep in place. So it is obviously a very real issue, and one that is a very tough one. We'll be working that through. We will no doubt be having, in fact not no doubt, we will be having in later February, we'll be having open houses to be able to discuss some of the options around service issues that are going to be important to be able to address that shortfall. We obviously are doing a lot internally as well. And although last year we were able to match up the normal attrition, that is the normal retirements or other reasons why people were leaving, with the downsizing that we were doing, it's going to be harder to be able to maintain that this time through. We're just going to have to watch very closely. I wish that there were a different story, but that's it. One last thing, and Beth has said this, but I really kind of can't help but reiterate it. If you look back to the 2001 recession and compare it to this one, this region was down 30,000 jobs in the 2001 recession. At the depth of this recession, we've added back a little bit, but not much. We were down about 57,000 jobs, so nearly double the number of jobs. And you know, as you look at the national news and other, is what kind of a recovery are we going to have? Is it really the U-shaped recovery, or much more likely what's referred to as the L-shaped recovery? That is a very slow and long level of recovery to be able to replace jobs and other things. Obviously, payroll tax is very important. It accounts for just right around a little bit over 55% of our budget. It's obviously key, but with passenger revenue down as well, with that lower ridership, which accounts for another 21 or so percent of the budget, those two things combined really puts us into this kind of a place. Again, nothing that's a surprise across the country. Every transit property is feeling this. Every business is feeling it as well. But it obviously is coming to be able to address. Anyway, we'll share much more with you as we kind of begin marching along through the budget process. But be aware that in February we will begin with open houses that will begin discussing some of the issues around service and service reductions. Those issues are always very difficult. Some are what we would refer to more as right-sizing, that is, as those reductions in ridership are coming, are there adjustments we can make? But there are others that, as you saw the last time, are going to be very difficult. And those are the types of things we absolutely want to be able to see happen in the least possible way. And it's the worst thing any transit property can do is looking at reduction of service, and yet we are, by budget law, obviously required to have a balanced budget. So more to come, but that's where we really are marching our way through right now. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.